Hey everyone, welcome back to Pick Six, the NFL betting preview show out of the Fell Football Podcast. My name is Ollie, and I'm joined by my co-host Liam, as always. And it was a bit of a below par week, nothing too much to shout about. Yeah, pretty bad week. But for the first time in a while, I felt a little bit unlucky with injuries, and I think that's three on the season I've had ruined through injury. So I'm not going to cry it in. But how are we feeling, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. As sort of echoing what you're saying there. A few things for me leaving the Cardinals games from now, not trusting the Bears offense, and just going to take the hook when I can get it because I was too smug with the Patriots one, and it pushed instead of coming in if I just took the three and a half instead of the three. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
always
learned
tough.
learned my lesson from those this week, and we'll be going forward.
Yeah, well, lessons to learn. I can't believe we're already over halfway through the season. It's just absolutely flown by. But nevertheless, I will get us kicked off with this week's picks. First up, I would like the Eagles minus the 7. Uh, this is just going to be a bit of a demolition job, isn't it? I mean, Dak
I think
out
so. Yeah.
for at least the next four games. Cooper Rush is not that guy. The Cowboys can't defend the run, and they go up against one of the best running backs in the league and one of the best running quarterbacks in the league. I just don't even see how the Cowboys are going to keep this one remotely close, to be honest. I'd be happy to take this up to 10, probably more. I know that Dallas have won and covered the last five at home against the Eagles, but I'm really not too worried about them at all without Dak. So, yeah, Eagles minus the 7 for me.
Very nice, mate. Yeah, I can see a sort of 2024 free game, and that 3 points being my pick, which will be once again back to the well. Longest field goal in the Cowboys game. It's 46 and a half this week, so gone down a point. I take it that is because Cooper Rush is in. But it's sort of Cooper Rush being in sort of tempts me towards they'll move the ball to halfway and then probably stall out and then kick it. So yeah, 46 and a half, longest field goal, Cowboys, Eagles. See Brandon Aubrey, as always, put one in from 61 last week, which could have been good from 70 by the look of it. And yeah, Jake Elliott's not a bad kicker for the Eagles either. So yeah, pretty simple there. 20 to 23 once again. Uh, longest field goal.
Very nice. You found your little pick. My pick was the Bills until the last week. I felt a little bit aggrieved with that one. I felt like they should have gone further ahead than they did, but it is what it is. Now my second pick, I'm taking another favorite against a bad team, taking the Falcons minus the 4. Just the same logic, really. The Saints, like the Cowboys, are in pretty much complete disarray. They've just traded away one of their best players. I know you're not supposed to back against interim coaches. I couldn't think of who the interim coach even is. Is it
I can't remember they made him special
it,
team guy.
yeah, so it's not Kubiak, is it?
I think
Kubiak.
no, it's the guy who he had a go at Arthur Smith when Arthur Smith wasn't happy with I think it was last year when like the Saints were just putting it on them even though the game was dead,
Uh
and this guy like came up to Arthur Smith in the middle, basically told him to shut up.
Darren Rizzi.
So,
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. Don't know a whole lot about him, but I do know a whole lot about the Saints team. They are pretty crap. They've lost seven in a row. Falcons 4-1 against the spread in the last five. They've won five of their last six. It just feels like 4 points here is probably not enough.
yeah, I think that line started at -1 before last week for the Falcons, so it's moved
Yikes.
only moved 3 points after the Saints obviously firing Dennis Allen, losing to the Panthers, and the Falcons beating the Cowboys. So yeah, I was tempted by that. I've gone for a little home underdog here. I know you're saying you love the Bills, mate, but I think this is the place where the Colts cover this one, mate. I've got Colts 4.5 underdogs. That's 5 to 6. So as I said, I've bought the hook, even though it is in sort of that no man's land 4 to sort of 6 spread. Yeah, I like the Colts at home. They're a very sort of home away split here. 4-0 against the spread at home, 3-1 straight up. Flacco didn't have an easy game last week. It was prime time in Minnesota against Brian Flores' defense. Not many teams are going to go there and put up points. So expect a little bit of a better performance here against the Bills defense. Um, Bills obviously very impressive the last couple of games. Played a close game. Great kick from Tyler Bass to win it against the
Absolute
Dolphins.
bomb.
They're a bit of a wagon at home, Bills, but away they played a few close games. Obviously they did. Uh, they beat Seattle, wasn't it? They absolutely beat the living
Yes.
hell out of them. But lost to the Texans, trounced by the Ravens. So yeah, like the Colts in a position here at +4.5.
Good stuff. My final game prop, I'm taking the under in the lowest total of the week, which is in Chargers versus Titans. That is 38.5. It's the lowest total, but it's the lowest total for a reason. The Chargers defense is elite. The Titans offense is not. And also the Titans defense is pretty good. They obviously or they had a 50 bomb put up on them by the Lions. But I just don't see how the Titans are going to be able to move the ball on this Chargers defense, honestly. I don't know. I think Will Levis is back in practice, but I don't know if he's going to
I saw he was
play.
questionable, but yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
he's going to go. Yeah,
I think Rudolph, to be fair, probably turns it over a little bit less than he does, which is arguably better for unders because there's sort of less short fields and whatnot. But yeah, the Titans have only scored over 20 points once all season, and the total has gone under in nine of the Chargers' last 10 games. So yeah, taking the under here in Chargers v the Titans.
yeah, very nice, mate. Nearly laid the points for the Chargers there, but stayed away. Found a more favourable one for me. We're going over to Munich, I presume. Is it in Munich or is it Frankfurt?
I
I
don't
don't know
actually
where the
know.
game
I
is.
think
I
it,
think it's in Munich. I
yeah, I think it is
think it's
too.
in Munich, but it's Giants and the Panthers. I'm going over. I think we're going to have some fun in Germany. Over 40.5 is the total. Panthers obviously off a win last week. But I'll be playing with a bit of confidence. Bryce Young was looking happy coming off the field. Everyone was happy for him finally getting a win. But this is ultimately about the defenses. They really can't stop the run. See Tyron Tracy's a pretty good running back. He's come in for Singletary. I don't know if Singletary's on IR or what's going on, but Tyron Tracy seems to be the main man. Both defenses given up 6 yards per play. See, Panthers just paid Chuba Hubbard today, which was a pretty hefty contract for him. Congrats. So hopefully he has a big game off of that. So yeah, looking forward to a Danny Dimes v Bryce Young shootout at over in Germany, which I'm sure they're absolutely thrilled about that they've got that game.
I know, poor Germany getting arguably two of the biggest shambles franchises in the whole NFL.
Yeah,
Um,
that's play of the week, by the way. That one for me.
Player of the week. Fair enough. Yeah, it was nice to see Bryce Young happy again, happy and smiling. Yeah, that made me smile. He's a good dude, doesn't deserve all the sort of hate and nastiness that gets thrown his way. Hopefully he can work it out in Carolina and if not elsewhere. Okay, player props. Starting off with my player of the week, which is a very low line in my opinion. George Kittle over 55.5 receiving yards. He leads the Niners in targets and receptions. Gone over this total 4 weeks in a row, and the Bucks give up a ton of yards to tight ends. Kyle Pitts feasted twice, Dallas Goedert, Travis Kelce last week. Even Foster Moreau and Juwan Johnson went over their lines. I know CMC's back, and he probably will be not on a snap count, I'd imagine, because the Niners can't really afford to lose too many more games. But I think this is just way too short for Kittle, considering the form that he's in.
Yeah, so this was the player that I was on about that has stung me a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Feel like we are on him together quite a lot. I feel like every time
Yeah.
we're on Kittle, someone else that has happened definitely a few times last year, and it might happen this year. But yeah, what did you get? 55.5? Did you say?
Yeah, I got that, yeah.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I mean, same as you. I don't think the Bucks defense is very good against the pass either.
No.
See Kirk Cousins 500 yards on him. Who they play? Even the Chiefs. Chiefs who throwing it around on them a little bit last week as well. Yeah, like 55 and a half there, George Kittle.
Yeah, I thought that would be closer to 70, considering the form he's in, how many yards they go up to tight ends in
Yeah.
general. But maybe Vegas knows something that we don't. That's always a bit of a worry. And yeah, it's my player of the week, and and we're both on it. So yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Um, Second up, I would like a pick that's plus money, and I can't believe it really. I want Jared Goff over 1.5 pass touchdowns. And I know that obviously the Lions run the ball in the red zone a lot and they score a lot of rushing touchdowns, but 6 of 8 quarterbacks to play against Houston this year have gone over this total. And in the last couple of weeks, Goff has had 13 throws in the red zone to tight ends, receivers, and running backs. And Goff himself has gone over this total 5 of his last 6 games. So can't really believe that this is plus money considering all of that. Um, Texans give up a ton of passing touchdowns. Plus money, probably going to lose, but too good to pass up, in my opinion.
Yes, very nice, mate. I've got a little plus money prop here as well. Monday Night Football takes us to LA. They play against Miami, and I've gone 2 players here, put in their rushing and receiving milestones. So it's Kyron Williams for the Rams, 75 plus rushing, and Devon Achane for the Dolphins, 25 plus receiving. That comes to 21-20. Feel like it's going to be a bit of a banger on Monday night. Both teams' offenses, for me, are their strongest units. Miami's short passing game. And I feel like the Rams are always a much better team when Kyron Williams rushes sort of 20 attempts. And if he does today, like he has been doing most of the season, sorry, today, Monday, sorry. I like to think he gets over 75 yards. Yeah, pretty sort of. I was just sort of doing a trial and error, putting a few things in the bet slip. This one came out, saw the value for it, and yeah, took it.
Very nice. I have to work out how to fit that onto the graphic, but
Yeah, I do apologise in
we'll work it out, I'm sure. Okay, my last pick. This is sort of my vibe pick of the week. I didn't really. There's a lot I didn't really fancy this week, so it was a bit of a tough one finding the third one. But I quite like this, and I know I never take homer picks, and it never ever serves me well because I've taken 2 Broncos games this year and both have lost. But I'd like Courtland Sutton over 53.5 receiving yards. It looks like he and Knicks have finally got a bit of a rhythm going with each other. Obviously, they've had 100 plus yards the last 2 weeks. He's nailed on wide receiver one. He gets a ton of targets every week. He had a lot of, I think it's I can't remember what the statistic is called, but it's something like not realized yards per route or something. Like he was running loads of routes and he wasn't getting the ball. So now that's sort of like possibly regressing. He's getting the yards on the same amount of routes. And yeah, Broncos probably going to be chasing in this game. I mean, I said before, I think the Broncos and Ravens game will be close. Obviously, that was not the case. But I do think that the Broncos Chiefs game will be a little bit closer. I don't think the Chiefs have got the explosives to blow the Broncos away, so to speak. So yeah, Cortland Sutton over 53.5 receiving yards. Hopefully, we can continue the sort of good partnership between him and Bo Nix.
Very nice. I will end it off. Another pick that's going on in SoFi Stadium this weekend. I've gone J.K. Dobbins rushing yards, 65 and a half I've written down there. I'm pretty sure that is still the line. Um, yeah, I was tempted to lay this with the Chargers to 7.5, or would have gone ultimately 7. But yeah, I've gone for a different angle here. Pretty confident in the Chargers dominating the line of scrimmage. They're just a much more physical team than the Titans. Um, Last 3 games, Titans given up 5.4 yards per attempt on the ground. So yeah, like the Chargers being able to move the ball, sort of going back to what they did earlier in the season. I know last few games Herbert has been slinging it around and putting up some numbers, but yeah, I like them getting back to the ground game. Hopefully taking a bit of a hefty lead, and JK JK going over 65.5 yards.
Cool. There we go then. Those are the picks. I'll whiz through mine again quickly. I've got Eagles -7, Falcons -4, Chargers versus Titans under 38.5. Player of the week is George Kittle over 55.5 receiving yards. Jared Goff over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and Cortland Sutton over 53.5 receiving yards.
My six of the week, Cowboys Eagles longest field goal, 46.5 over. Colts +4.5, Giants Panthers over 40.5 play of the week. Same as you, George Kittle over 55.5 receiving. Little bet builder, Kyren Williams 75 plus rush, and Devon Achane 25 plus receiving. And finally, J.K. Dobbins over 65.5 rush yards.
Lovely. Let's quickly look at TNF, which
What have we
is
got? I've not even looked at it actually.
no, for some reason it's not coming up on. I wrote it down, but
We've got
ooh,
Commanders Eagles.
Eagles.
Ooh.
That is. Do you know what? Immediately, so Eagles getting 3.5 or laying 3.5. I would take the Eagles and the over.
Okay, I'll go Commanders getting the hook. Keep it within a field goal. What a
Smart, yeah.
game! Thursday night has been
I
it's
know
been a treat.
two weeks in a
Tonight
row
will
they're
be
getting. Yeah,
hopefully tonight
well,
will be a great game, but who
yep.
knows?
It should. Are you? Well, not that it matters because it's coming out tomorrow. But are you? Will you have stayed up for the game?
That's the plan. That is the plan. Boys, I can't help myself checking the score in the middle of the night, so I think I'd just rather be up watching it. It could
Yeah,
be another if this is in the same spot last year where Burrow done his wrist, and I remember being up for that one, and got a nice early night at half time for that one.
yeah. I do enjoy going to bed when it's just going badly, and then waking up and
Yeah,
seeing the final score and just thinking, "Oh, thank God I didn't stay up any longer." Um, cool, mate. Thank you as always for joining me. Best of
no
luck this week.
worries. And you, mate, and you.
Everyone else, thank you for listening, and catch you in the next one.